Quick word on the domestic skip fire. I wondered yesterday, very, very briefly, just how loyalist MPs, cabinet members, would possibly muster defences of Boris Johnson's absurd and I think we could probably all agree, disgusting comparison of the war in Ukraine to Brexit, or the resistance of the Ukrainian people to a country that's desperate to join the European Union, to an attack, a murderous criminal attack by a latter-day Hitler. Boris Johnson spoke of it in the same breath as the referendum result in 2016. And I only wondered briefly how they'd do it, because, of course, it's obvious how they do it. How on earth do you defend that? You pretend he didn't do it. So Sajid Javid this morning claiming that it is spurious to say that the Prime Minister compared Ukrainians fighting for their independence to the Brexit referendum. I know I've said this to you a million times, and I know every time I say it, you probably think, James, you've said that to us a million times. But it's really, I mean, that's how it works. You just have to start denying reality eventually in order to keep your sunk cost fallacy alive. The sunk cost fallacy, which I Googled this morning just to be 100% clear on my understanding of it, is basically the idea that if you've invested so much in something, you can never really pull out. The best example, and I used to use this a lot back in the day, is the scams that you get sent in the email or in the post when it comes through saying that if you could just lend me £10,000, I can get £20 million out of my late uncle's estate and we can split it down the middle. And some people go for it. And once you've gone for it once, remarkably, you are a lot more likely to go for it again than you were to go for it in the first place. Because once you've sent 10 grand to some fraudster in the middle of nowhere, admitting to yourself that you've been ripped off is harder than sending another 5 grand. And then another 5 grand, and then another 5 grand until you've got nothing left. And that is the sunk cost fallacy. And so it is now with Boris Johnson. You see it more perhaps in the right-wing media, because they have to fill space every single day of every single week than you do in the front line of the Conservative cabinet, because they come out one at a time, once a day, to do the so-called media rounds. But today is an important day in the decline of British politics. Today is the day when the Health Secretary denied something that everybody saw yesterday. Today is the day that Sajid Javid, and to a lesser extent yesterday Rishi Sunak, I suppose you could call that the Sunak cost fallacy, but today Sajid Javid, a cabinet minister in the United Kingdom in 2022, denied that something everybody saw happen yesterday happened. And that's an important moment. I'm not being partisan or tribal, just in purely objective terms. When you have a cabinet minister, someone as senior as a Secretary of State for Health, denying what we all saw, denying the evidence of his own eyes and ears in public, on television or radio, that's an important moment in a country's decline.